Hi everybody, it's October 4th, 2025. Those that ask questions can be perceived as not being brave because they need to be told what to expect, what they should do, or how they should be, or what they should care about. But as you progress further and further down the line of vulnerability, those that ask questions a lot are braver, because the questions that the brave ones ask potentially have answers that may frighten the weak. They potentially may have answers that will take away all hope and all ambition, because they know what the answer is. So asking questions sometimes may be frivolous, and sometimes asking questions may be the most important thing you could do. And once you start asking the big and scary questions, you will find that you can be big and strong too, if you listen to the answers and keep on going on in an effort to make a life despite what information you may get. And you may find that the answer that was scary at first was just the motivation and just the direction you needed to succeed. So this brings me to the divine procession of events in your life. As you get older, you find that life seems to be one problem ending and one problem beginning over and over and over again. And sometimes these problems pile up on you. Sometimes the problems persist for years. Sometimes you can't find respite and you are annoyed and you are tired. But the beauty of it, I find, is that the story of our lives, the divine procession of events of our life, are more rewarding for those who pay attention. For those who pay attention, we know that the problems that we go through aren't just problems. They are a storyline where we discover things, whether they be big or small. And they pay attention to the rewards that we gain, the strength and the patches and badges of bravery and service in life that we get that are spiritual. So the problems that we go to one after the other don't take on that nomenclature or that designation. They aren't problems. They are the story nodes of our life, and we conquer them, and that's why they go away, and that's why we go to the next one. The story nodes are our life, are our story. And those that can't find that out, their toil seems futile. But there are great rewards for those who eat up life, who turn suffering into a mission, who turn annoyance into patience. And once you keep on going on and on through life, the beauty is there with you, next to you, even in the darkness. And that is why I have hope. That is why I always have fun. That's why I can laugh while I have numerous bills piling up on me, or while I'm lonely, or while I wish to be with my partner. So the divine procession of events is our life. And there is more joy in it to be had for those who know that God gave them or will give them everything they ever will need and more. So it is not just trudging on and soldiering on through the pain. It is picking up the pennies and turning them into dollars by your faith, by your grit. It is taking time to set down your problems and give yourself the luxury of pampering, the luxury of healing. And you will find out how to do all these things along the path if you could take your eyes away from the ground and look up to the sky. And the sky is possibility, and the ground is a caricature of life that is meaningless. So if you look up to the sky of hope and grace, life becomes more than a toil. It becomes more than a test. And you'll find peace in the interim. And that's what I found. It may seem like a simple concept, but if I remember back to where I was suffering greatly through my younger years, I find that the problem was that I just assumed, because I felt bad, that life was bad. And I assumed that because I couldn't make myself feel good, that life was purely suffering. And so once I got out of that, I found that if I become strong enough, become patient enough, become attentive enough, that my life has more joy than I ever thought I could. And that happened when the initiating factor of changing my life started when I wanted to truly know God and believe in God. So the Father, Son, Holy Spirit is the access point into turning your life around. And it's that simple. And I know that because people say that it seems that simple, it must not be real. But if it was that simple, more people would be doing it. So your life is not a continuous struggle through your pain. Your life is a great story, and I hope this helps. Thanks.